Hello, everyone. My name is Dominique Barr, and I am a senior majoring in social work for child welfare. Today, I will be focusing on corporal punishment with children's rights and welfare. Child abuse is a serious and very real problem in the United States. Research shows as of 2014, an estimated 702,000 children were victims of child maltreatment and abuse. That's enough people to fill up 10 stadiums. On average, 6.6 million children are referred to child protection agencies in a year. Child abuse remains relatively predominant, impacting 11 out of 1,000 children in the United States. Birth parents are credited for about 70% of all documents United States child abuse offenders. Children with physical, emotional, and cognitive disabilities may be at a higher risk for types of abuse. There are many parents who have minimum to no knowledge on the proper disciplinary methods for children, which could lead to negative outcomes. Corporal punish is defined as the physical punishment that is intended to inflict pain onto others, specifically as a method for disciplining a child. Currently, it is a legal and protected method for disciplining a child written into our legal system. However, research has suggested that corporal punishment is not a healthy way to discipline a child and can cause much more harm than good. Corporal punishment also promotes fear in a child rather than respect. There is even research that suggests that corporal punishment may lead to child abuse. Based on this research, the question arises, should corporal discipline remain legal when positive and more effective methods of discipline exist? However, the legality that our government dictates what a person should or should not do also arises. Instead of dictating what a person in the care of a child should do, I would like to propose that educational seminars be in place for all that are in care of child, so that child abuse is eradicated in the earliest form that it can be traced to. Policy making process. There are two policy models that will be best fit for this proposal, political and incremental. Here are the 8 stages that help create a more achievable goal for this policy. Number 1 is problem identification, case finding and documentation to substantiate the problem, who it affects, how it affects individuals, agencies, and communities. The role of the social worker is to recognize the problems of child abuse and where it stems from. Number 2 is data collection and analysis, finding documentation such as scholarly research on the connections of child abuse and forms of punishment such as corporal punishment. The role on the social worker is to research, inform practice, practice inform research. Number 3, informing the public stakeholders, bringing the attention of child abuse and the systematic links to corporal punishment and its negative effects. The role of the social worker is to start engaging in communication by speaking to politicians, community meetings, and media outlets. Number 4, development of policy goals options. Developing organized policy proposals and statements with goals to address child abuse in achievable ways. The role of the social worker is to start creating such proposals and statements that recognize the costs and benefits. Number 5, build public support and coalitions. Developing support and viewpoints on our proposed policy to build toward consensus on our plan of action to help us achieve a successful policy meeting criteria for all persons. The role of the social worker would be communicating with people of the public about our proposal and building support. Number 6, program design. Creating a clear, precise, and finalized proposal that includes ethical understanding, engagement, assessment, intervention, and evaluation of the policy. The role of the social worker creates the structure and operation of the policy and that it reflects the core competencies and code of ethics. Number 7, policy implementation. Following through with the policy and implementing it on the targeted population to help prevent child abuse. The role of the social worker is to administer and monitor implementation of the policy so that it is successful. Number 8, policy evaluation. Evaluating the policy to determine the effectiveness of parent training seminars in high school and in college for future parents. The roles of the social worker is to use practice-informed research, research-informed practice, to determine if this type of prevention can reduce and eliminate child abuse. The relevance of this proposal to the social work practice is to educate those in our communities of the risk of corporal punishment and more proper and sufficient ways to discipline children, to protect the lives of youth, and by promoting a more positive future by creating more positive relationships and emotional stability, such as education, service, advocacy, and dignity and worth of a person. More structured and research based methods that foster more positive and clearer expectations. Number one, learn research based effective tools and techniques for teaching parents how to use discipline that is kind and firm at the same time, non punitive, non permissive. Number two, learn how to facilitate a parent class from the position of a non expert. Number three, gain practice with experimental exercises that help parents go beyond intellectual understanding to be able to respond in empowering ways that teach children. And number four, learn how to use materials and activities in a group setting, parenting classes, and individual work with families. Right. Here is a bibliography of the links I had used if you're looking to gain further information. Thank you for your time.